Hello people, how's it going? How are you all? This is the continuing Ubuntu series, Ubuntu operating system Linux. In the last video we talked about little bit about this Ubuntu dash interface, which is like the start menu of Ubuntu. Now moving on. In this video we'll try to go through some of the let's go through some of the default applications, desktop applications of Ubuntu. We have looked at the calculator, nice fancy. By default is very nice. Ubuntu comes with an archive manager, but you cannot open all the different archive files with this until you install extra plugins or packages. But so you get it. It's like so you can open many different formats with this. Basically, archive files, for example, .zip file, .rar file, .tar file you cannot open. So Ubuntu comes with an application called backups. I never used this personally, but I guess this has something to do with backing up your files, important files, regularly. So it's good to have an application like this. So by just looking at this, you see now it's currently off. No recent backups. You may use the restore button to browse for existing backups. No backup scheduled, so you can schedule how often they will back up. And folders to save, which folder you want to back up regularly. So just click on this plus add button. You can select the folders you want to back up. I think this is a little bit confusing for new users with the arrangement of the Ubuntu folder. Or the thing I'm talking about, how the Ubuntu folder structure, directory folder structure looks like. For example, in Windows you have my computer, and inside my computer you have everything I'm talking about. Like you can find all the folders. You have C drive, you have D drive, depending how many partitions you have on your hard drive. So how does it work with Ubuntu? This is the first thing maybe every new Ubuntu or Linux user should learn or get familiar with. So let's go through, try to understand how the folder structure works in Ubuntu or Linux in general. So this is not just specific to Ubuntu, this in general in Linux, any Linux based operating system or distribution looks more or less same. So basically when we open the file manager, it takes us to a folder called home. So if we start from this folder, it will be a little bit inconvenient, not easy to understand how the file system, because in Windows we have my computer. Where is my computer? Or in Mac? So I guess this is similar to this what we find on Mac Apple OS. This file manager in general, you can see these are all the folders or files inside a folder. So it's showing everything. On your left you have some favorite locations. For example, these locations are divided by this thin line into. So I guess these are some of the locations shortcuts for the user, the current user, the user I am now, because you can have many different users for the same Ubuntu. For example, currently, like I said, from this here you can select different user. So these folders are common only for this user. So these folders, locations, if you carefully compare with this home folders, the folders inside this home, they are the same. Pictures, pictures, music, music, downloads, downloads, documents, documents, desktop, desktop folder, rubbish bin. So these are the shortcuts for what you will find inside a home folder. Actually, in Linux, every user will have their own home folder. This is the folder you have unrestricted access to, like what I mean unrestricted access. I mean, inside this home folder you can do whatever you want. You can delete, add, save any file in this home folder or folders inside this folder. So basically this is your personal folder. But if you want to change anything, so this folder is separated from the system folder. For example, if I compare with Windows, you have C drive. Inside C drive you have Windows folder, program files, and users folder, something like that. So this is just the user folder. I guess you know what I'm talking about, because in Windows you have the same documents, pictures folder for every user, and they are specific to the user. Now where is the okay? So if you go to the first section, so shortcuts of location of your home folder or users folder. Then you have, these are actually different hard drive partitions available, hard disks, or it could be an external flash drive, portable drive, or it could be one of the hard drive partitions of the computer. So then you have another section, and is something to do with network folders. So this shows all the network folders. So if this computer connected to a network and there are some files available for share, and you go here and find the files. So basically this, so where's my computer? So here the one important location named computer. This is the most important. Actually, on Linux or Ubuntu in general, this location is called root. This is where you can find everything. Everything is inside this folder, computer. Inside this location or root, you see, okay, these are all the files you find. It's like, if I give an analogy, this folder is similar to the C drive of Windows. So here, if you have home folder, this inside this home folder, for every user there is a dedicated folder. So actually all these locations are inside this folder. Because I'm currently, my username is Imam, so I have an Imam folder, so it brings me back to the home folder. So if I go back, so inside this folder you have home folder. So inside home folder, for every user you have a home folder. So in this folder you can't really modify or do anything, because these are, you don't have, generally users will not have permission to this folder. So actually we don't have to know much about these different folders. The only important thing maybe you have to good to know this media folder. This media folder, if you inside this media folder, you may have a folder named after your username, and inside this username folder you'll find different folders. These different folders is actually different hard drive partitions, these folders. So these are the shortcuts for this folder. This will not show up until you actually go into one of these folder. Like for example, I have a partition called begin. Now I'm inside this partition. Now if I go terminal, now I'm inside this partition. So basically, if you want, on Linux you can unplug and partition. Unplugging means basically safely removing the partition from the unlinking the partition from the operating system. So any remaining files will be flushed. I mean, so basically you don't have to understand much this, so because here you'll find all your partitions, and if you want to know where are all these partitions are, you can go computer, media, and see here all the partitions are here. Like I said, begin here in the shortcut, click, double click, I'm inside the begin. So basically, okay, just to give you more information, so the most important folders for users may be home folder, media folder, and also any applications you install system wide in the system, they will go inside this user folder. So inside user folders, unlike Windows, here you'll find some like different folders. Bin, inside bin bin is short for binary. You will find the executable files of the different applications. So basically, if you can't find an application in here, in here shortcut like this fancy icon, you can try to find it here. For example, the calculator, this calculator can be found in here. Maybe the real name is not same as the name showing here. For example, calculator, it could be different name, for example, but I know the name of that calculator, I guess is gcal. If we just start typing, where is it, I guess it's GNU calculator, the name of that calculator here. So this is the, if I double click, same calculator I can open. So inside user bin you can find all the executable files. Unlike Windows, you have program files, and all the applications are organized into different folders. On Linux you have a common folder called bin, and all the executable files are located inside this folder. So it's easy to find. I guess I should not talk more. Maybe one other folder, maybe you will not understand, not very useful for you, is the lib folder and lib32. This, because every applications has some dependencies like library. If you can remember, on Windows you have some like .dll file library. On Linux they are called .so, so they are located inside this lib folder. You can do more research if you on this topic if you are interested. But so basically this is the main folder on Linux. Everything are located inside this folder. Like inside media folder you have all the partitions and CD-ROM, whether it could be CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, anything external media or internal media. Inside B home folder you have folders for every users. personalized folders. Now I hope you have a basic understanding of Linux file system. In the next video we will continue about Ubuntu. Thank you.